Hello, and welcome to this special live stream of It's a Fandom Thing, which we have been doing our American Horror Story double feature live tweets since the beginning of this season. And I decided when Jen said that she almost did an impromptu episode last week, talking about how angry she was about this season so far.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I decided we should do live reactions. And I wish I had thought of this before so that I could spend a lot of time talking about lovely Finn Wittrock and his hair.
We don't have that much time.
Right? No. Yes, we
That's
do. All the time.
I have that much time. I gotta go to bed. Yeah, that's true. I'll be here. I'll just stay. People can just stay and watch me talk about it.
That's the 12-hour live stream. Just
Marathon.
Yeah. When I do the marathon, I'm going to spend half that time talking about Finn Wittrock. So I just put the bingo card link in there. Is that yes? His name is Finn Wittrock. I know, Luke. You didn't hear it like 100 times last night. So hi, Luke. Thank you for tuning in. I know you don't watch this show, so thank you. But on the bingo card, you've already had all of us laughing. Ryan Murphy is the free square since this is Ryan Murphy's show. And of course, I just mentioned Finn Wittrock, so you've got that as well. So
good job.
Yeah. So since we didn't talk about the first episode, so this is the second part of Double Feature that we're on. This was the second episode of the second part. It's called Desert. What is it called?
Death Valley.
Death Valley. Thank you. I kept trying to think about that today. I'm like, what in the? And this is about aliens, of course. So there's aliens for you. And it goes back and forth through time. And so I want to know overall your thoughts so far on this part of Double Feature, Erin. Sorry, I'm putting my head down because
I don't even. What are we watching even?
I'm
so confused all the time. I'm like, is it me? I feel like it's not just me, so I'm okay with it.
No,
it's just like nothing. I don't know how they're going to connect these dots. I assume at the end everything just makes sense, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't know. It's not seeming great to me. I agree with whoever said that they should have just done the whole season.
That was me.
Yeah.
As Red Tide, as the first half,
right?
Yeah.
That was really good. I don't know what is happening now. I have faith in Ryan that he's gonna make something make sense.
You have
right?
faith in Ryan. Wow.
Right? We have to at this point. We're already into it. We got to.
I lost faith in Ryan about 8 seasons ago or so.
Yeah, I mean, there was Roanoke and Cult.
But he just did, like, how many episodes was that? Like, really good episodes? So what just happened? Did he, like, have some sort of brain injury or something? I don't know. So, I don't know. I'm I'm the optimist, but I just don't know what's happening right now.
I'm glad we have one optimist on here, but so Luke read up on this, so thank you for doing that. It said even though it's an anthology series, I think it's interesting he is tying previous seasons in. Apparently, so far I don't see many tie-ins for this part, but he does that all the time. The biggest way he ties seasons in is using the same actors over and over again. So, which is how he gets away with all this crap, honestly, because he has the best cast. I mean, he casts the best actors, and he's actually a pretty good writer, the exception of this being the big exception. Nothing's been written well so far in this. But anyway, so Jen, your thoughts overall on whatever this is we're watching?
I don't know what the fuck this is. I was a little hopeful when at first. Yep, there you go. I was a little hopeful with kind of the black and white. I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting." Like I was kind of digging it. And then they jump to present day, and these kids are fucking boring. They're just basic, and they're just like the main female. She's just lead. I'm sorry, but she's just a wet blanket. There's nothing there of interest. I don't give a shit. I would have much preferred more Red Tide and a kind of a continuation of that, because I thought that was just starting to pick up. Mm-hmm. So it will be interesting to see if he's able to kind of how he ties it all together, because he will eventually, but it's not always pretty. It's not always gonna work, and it's just gonna be like, all right, here you go.
Exactly.
Just kind of half-ass it.
Yes.
So I'm kind of bored.
Yeah. And we only have like there's only 2 more episodes.
Two more?
Like how? Why?
Susie.
It's okay.
Susie,
do you
what are your thoughts?
What do you want for? Okay, listen. So I had the distinct displeasure to see Kaya Gerber's performance in American Horror Stories before this.
Yeah, I haven't watched American Horror Stories.
Don't watch it.
That's what I've heard.
Don't-
That's what I've heard.
Save yourself.
I only watched
There's
the first
only-
2 episodes, and
Yeah,
it was
there's only
weird.
like 2 or 3 of them that are good. Everything, like especially the Murder House ones, they fucking suck.
Weird.
Oh, that's
They're
too bad.
like so bad. She like in those she plays this murderous ghost, obviously, that that falls in love with one of the human occupants. Again, very much a callback to the first season. But
It's like
The
not
best
even a
season.
callback.
But-
that is the first season.
Yeah,
that is the first season, yeah.
He's just
But
redoing it.
But this time it's just a gay love story. But it's not even that compelling, and her performance in that is so bad. So bad. And you can tell that she is not an actress. Her mother is Cindy Crawford, and she was actually a model before she got cast in American Horror Stories. This is her first acting gig, and honey, it shows. It's not. Brian, you have the money. Cindy, you have the money. Kaya, you have the money. Get yourself some acting classes first. I'm sorry. This is gonna sound really cruel, but I've seen broccoli emote more.
Wow.
It's so
Like,
boring.
Jesus. Oh.
There's nothing just I'm
It's
pregnant. Like, oh my
like,
god.
I asked my professor for some points and stuff, blah, 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 and then
I have really
Oh,
pretty
no, just-
hair.
it's just,
Really
I'm so
pretty
skinny
hair.
and rich, and I'm a little bit of a bitch. I'm so privileged. But like, no, this does not make for compelling characters, Ryan. God, I don't care much for the
Yeah.
youths.
Nope. Nope.
They're not fun. I want more
Yeah.
of like Alien, Angelica Ross with like, I don't know why, but like those fingers entranced me. Like just like their longness and their hovering over things. And the kind of monster that can hear you. I'm like, oh yes, tell me more.
Yeah.
I want to know your story.
Mhm.
And like spoilers for review.
Well, that's why I have spoilers on the ticker because we're
Yeah.
spoiling everything. So if you
Just-
don't want to know,
And just crapping all over it.
I was
We're not
aghast
convincing anyone to watch this.
when she removed that mask and like half of the alien face just has a big old eyelash. That was campy as hell. I want more of that story.
Hmm.
yeah.
Like, it's just the fact that they put. No, I like Red Tide more. I want a Red Tide season. I want a longer Red Tide season.
I can't even to tell you how much I want Red Tide back. I'm like,
Like I would have loved it if they just made it a Red Tide season, maybe do
Yes.
Aliens somewhere down the line or bring it back up again later, I don't know, whatever. And just have like, here's what I'm thinking. It would have been really cool to see a scene where creepy child, what's her name?
Alma.
yes.
Eerie kid,
Oh my
eerie kid.
gosh.
Alma.
Alma.
Alma, yes,
Alma,
thank you.
creepiest kid in the whole entire world.
If we
Yeah.
just see Alma like
Love
standing
her.
at the top of like a precipice or something over the town, and she's just playing that violin, and you can see like all the pale people just stagger towards, and she points the bow towards the next city. Like, come my minions! Like that would have been amazing. Like to end the season with that. Like, yes, I am down. That would be great.
So much better. So much
I just want more Red
Yeah.
Tide.
Oh, yeah, I want my red tide for lots of reasons.
One reason.
That's not the only
Yeah,
One
reason.
perfect little
We
squishy
want
reason.
Red Tide back for fine bedrock.
Fine, bedrock. Yeah, I mean, okay, one thing I will say about myself, but this is not playing in any of those fears. I have this weird fear of aliens and being abducted by aliens. It's this very weird fear I've had since I was a little kid. So there's alien abduction for your bingo card there. But this I don't understand because it starts black and white, and then they go forward to the future, and then they go back, and then they go forward to the future, and then they go back, and then they go forward to the future. And it's just, and I don't understand what's going on. It's like everybody gets pregnant, the men get pregnant. I think Ryan Murphy just read a bunch of fanfic. I really do, because it just makes no sense. Or he listened to our episode where we talked about tentacle sex was going to be one thing he was going to do. So weird sexual ickiness.
Yep.
So it's just like, it's just it's so annoying. And then, sorry, I don't have words for it because I think it's so stupid. I laughed so hard tonight watching this, and I don't know if I was supposed to laugh because I think Ryan Murphy wants to make camp. That's his big goal, is to make a lot of these very campy and out there. And that's fine. But I think he also wants to make them weird and strange and scary. And this one, I think he's trying to go full on camp. But because he's messed it up before in the past, he doesn't know how to handle that. And I don't think he should do alien storylines. I just think that's really good. I mean, he did it before in Asylum. So I don't know if it'll tie back into Asylum. That would be weird if it went all the way back to season 2. But I just, and then the other big thing about tonight's episode, I am a huge Craig Schaefer fan. I have been a Craig Schaefer fan since like the 80s when I was a little kid. And I remember even on one of our episodes, I talked about, you were on that one, Aaron, when I talked about how much I love Craig Schaefer. So here we are watching this beginning. There's Richard Nixon. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Craig Schaefer playing Richard Nixon. He was so awful.
The worst
Who told him to
Nixon.
do that voice?
The
Who's
worst
like nailed
Nixon.
it, man? You got it.
I know.
Right?
Did Ryan go, okay,
What?
okay, Craig, do the worst Nixon you possibly can. That's what I'm looking for.
It's
bad.
like with the camp, they're either trying too hard or not hard enough. But I can't tell. But it's not. It's not
It's
there.
just not working.
Yeah.
Choices.
So Luke, you said put the reason up on the screen. That was a while ago. I'm just wondering what that was in reference to. 'Cause
Oh, I think
feel
it was in reference to your alien abduction fear.
Oh, the reason? You want me to put the reason why I'm afraid of alien abduction?
No, I think the
Was
the,
it that?
the Finn reason.
Oh,
Oh, now I know what she's talking about. Oh, Luke. I mean, sorry, what he's talking about. Sorry, Luke. I did not mean to misgender you there, but now I know, and I really do like that idea. So I did not delete that from my.
He's so good looking. He's so pretty.
Yes.
So pretty. I don't think he could save it. I
Unfair.
think even if he came back, that would be a nice, bright, shiny moment. But depending on what his role could be, because I don't know if he does come back. I mean,
He does.
kind
I've read ahead.
did ya? I wasn't gonna look,
He-
but I'm like,
he
well, Leslie
does or
Grossman's
doesn't?
back.
He
But I don't
doesn't,
think-
according to IMDb.
Oh.
But I
I
don't
probably
think
shouldn't say
he's-
anything. Sorry.
But I don't
I'm not
think
watching
it'll
it
be
anymore.
enough.
No reason.
He's lost me.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be enough. I don't think he's enough to save the show if he were to come back.
I would
Yeah. I guess
love
he's
it
not.
if he's gonna go full camp, if he just brings them back like at the end of the season, where like let's have a scene where all the aliens are in the spaceship, and you can see like the head alien at the front of the ship, like with the
Mhm.
control board and the buttons and everything, and they're just like, "Sir, the children are ready for world domination." Blah blah blah, whatever. They've incubated enough, and then we see like him turn, and it's Finn, and he goes, "Excellent," and it pans out. And it pans out, and we see spaceships all over the earth. Yes, I'd be here for that. Just bring it back for that. Just have him turn all up on and be like,
And with his hair like blowing
have,
in
like,
the
Just a
wind.
slight breeze.
Just like-
Smoldering
that.
look.
Yeah, there's like a thing on
There's
TikTok right now
blue
where people
steel.
are blowing fans into their faces to make them look like the main character. Just do that. Have them turn in the hair, just like
And then I will be very happy. And I'll be like, Ryan, this was the best season you've ever done.
Ryan. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I actually, you know what would be interesting is if they somehow tied other, like you said, Susie, last week when we did the first episode, you said, what if the weird demon, creepy demon, icky demon from Hotel was one of these aliens that came down? So they tied it into season 5. So now, and so then Jen said the thing that will haunt me forever. What if Finn comes back? So what if they had Tristan and Liz come back?
Oh my god, that would save this season, honestly.
Aw.
It would make no
It
sense.
It would make no sense. but I
Everybody's
would
I don't know how
totally
they're gonna do it, but
accept
just like have them maybe like standing in like a window of the hotel, and they're like, just like with maybe like a drink or just a mug of coffee in their hand, just being like, "Wow, things are really getting crazy out there, huh?" Just like drinking tea.
Crazy.
Everything's on fire.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at that, the world's on fire, babe. Oh, but I
But at
burned
least-
for you.
Yes. Yes.
No, just have that from fade to black. Yes.
But at least I have
Here.
you. Yes.
God, that would be so much better. It makes zero
Ryan,
sense, but it'd be
Do
great.
this.
Does any of this make sense? It's fine.
None of it
that's
makes
fine.
sense. That's what I was going to say is, does anybody have any, does anyone have any theories about what in the world is actually going on in this season? Because they're bringing, it's like back and forth, and they're bringing up all of these historical characters, like having Marilyn Monroe in there and having JFK in there and
Boring.
Right.
Boring.
Amelia Earhart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how this could possibly be connected. I don't know. And I hate whenever they do like historical figures in fictional shows.
I
It's
don't
Like
mind it.
again,
I don't mind it as long as whatever little twist or changes they make to it are kind of fun and maybe fit with the story, but none of this makes any sense. And then to bring in Marilyn and just like the whole time period and just name drop, like boring.
yeah,
yeah,
like,
it's like
if you're gonna
Rock
do it, like
Hudson.
be
Wake.
really stupid. Like maybe have like Marilyn be an undercover alien, or have have it be an alien that's undercover as
there
Marilyn,
you go. That's it.
All the way to left
or
field.
just like if they're in bed together, just have her singing the whole "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" thing, or just have it go like really, really dumb. Like maybe he gives her like a diamond bracelet or something, and she's like, "Oh, diamonds are so special. Thank you." Like just make it really dumb.
Diamonds are
Or like maybe they're like post sex, he turns over and she's like, "Oh, I guess gentlemen do prefer blondes." Or just like go in, have it be really dumb and campy. Don't just be like, "Oh yeah, oh the rumors." Like,
Mhm.
give me substance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
I don't-
so many historical people seems totally unnecessary. 1, 2 maybe, but like
Like-
it's just no.
It's like they're trying to get them all. They're not Pokemon.
They're like Pokemon. They're just trying to get them all.
Maybe they have a bingo card.
Yes. They're like,
Speaking-
here's the on-set bingo card for historical characters.
Speaking of bingo cards, Luke, I don't know if you've been, I've been trying to keep track. So we've all laughed already. We mentioned a random actor. We surprisingly, shockingly said Finn Whitrock. I talked about sexual ickiness. I don't think I said awesome, but now I just did. So there we go. We
There's
mentioned
nothing you
alien-
can't say awesome about this season. There's nothing awesome about it. We can say
exactly.
it's not awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We talked about aliens. The F-bomb was dropped. Alien abduction. Oh, I don't know why I marked that because we didn't say that. We talked about Angelica Ross. We said murder. So that's what we did. And we said fanfic. I don't think we did anything else on there because amazingly enough, we haven't talked about a couple of things on here yet. But yeah, so I don't know, Luke. Do you have?
Weird kids.
Wonder if they have bingo yet.
Yep.
Weird
Pressed them
kids.
out
Well,
in
you
such
just
a
said
short
weird
amount
kid.
of time.
Yeah.
No, but when I
Alma.
mentioned Alma, it was
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
weird kid.
Yeah.
The
Freaky
weirdest.
kid. You got
Yeah.
a bingo already. Luke got a bingo.
Hey.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can get the full bingo.
or what
We'll
is it?
see.
What
we
what did
basically
get?
said what? We basically said WTF. What?
Yeah, see if you can get the cock and balls.
Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, when we went to drag queen bingo. I'm like, what? We went to drag queen
God.
bingo like that was like a month or so ago
Yeah.
for somebody that was leaving, and it was so much fun. And so you did different styles of bingo, and they did one that was the cock and balls, and you had to get like the shaft and the
Yeah.
It
Then we
was
had
really
anus.
yeah.
And then
Great.
was there a vagina? I feel like there was a vagina one.
I
At
don't
some
remember
point,
if there
I
was
don't know.
one, but
There was a
it lot of
clitoris
fun.
one. I remember that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I know, Luke, I know that you already have like one of our podcast horror things, and I don't know if you received. I'm assuming you received all the stickers I sent you since you won a bunch of stickers previously. So, but you've got another one. So there you go. We'll see if you can get another bingo. I have a theory. I think Ryan no longer knows what to do. Yes, I thought you had tweeted about it, Luke. I thought you had, but my brain, I'm telling you, my brain is so fried and dead, and I'm coming up on a 10-year anniversary. That's really hard. So I'm kind of not completely here emotionally, so I apologize. Yes, I think everybody is jealous that you have all of those stickers to decorate your bathroom with, Luke.
A full set.
I mean, really, I think it was like, what was it? It was probably like 10 stickers I sent them, like at least 10, maybe even more than that. So anyway, sorry, this feels a little bit disjointed right now here. But my theory really is, I think Ryan doesn't know what to do anymore, and he's just like, I'm just gonna like. Who was it who said that? I swear, I think you said it, Susie, because I was just editing our Poltergeist episode, and so I think you said it on there that he just kind of threw a
Oh,
dart.
yeah, he put up
on
a dartboard and he's just throwing darts, seeing where things land.
And one landed on
like it.
vampires and one landed on aliens. No, it was right between them, and he's like, I know, double.
He's like,
half vampires, half aliens because of that.
tentacle
Makes a lot of
sex.
sense.
Got you.
That was the big
Yes.
thing.
It's only a matter of time.
Tentacle
Yeah.
sex. Yes. So I don't have. My only prediction is I think everybody's gonna have babies. All the men that are pregnant are gonna die while they're giving birth to their babies. It's going to end with aliens taking over, and then the last scene you're gonna see, because I'm willing it into fruition, is you're going to see Finn sitting there with his hair blowing in the wind. That's all. Like, bye. Or what I really would want would be Tristan and Liz to be happy, you know. Anyways,
Oh, that's great.
any other thoughts? We're kind of all over the place with this one. And then, but I do want to ask if everybody wants to stay for a few minutes, we can do it. We can do a longer one towards the end when everything's done. But if everybody wants to stay for a few minutes, and honestly, I do want to get overall quick little thoughts on the first half of Double Feature since we didn't get to do this on that. But sorry, go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm kind of curious with like bringing Leslie Grossman back. I love her, and granted, she's not playing the same character, but her alien ship character is clearly a alien breeder.
Mm-hmm.
So how this might all tie in is somehow with like these babies or whatever, they make the pills that then turn the people into vampires or whatever. So maybe like the Leslie Grossman was in Red Tide is some alien baby offshoot, and that's why she's also able to like take the pill and not turn into some crazy bald-headed weird Nosferatu cult with the crazy shoulder pads and shit? Somehow. Did that make sense? I've had a lot of
that's a
Dayquil.
good that's a good theory. Actually, I like that theory a lot because it seemed like kind of the same kind of character that she was playing.
A little
And
bit.
with that scene with Steve Jobs, and it's like, which was so eye-rollingly bad, but anyway.
Celebrity dartboard.
Exactly. Who can I get to come on here? I couldn't tell they placed any like product placement throughout, but
They're in a giant iPhone.
that's the twist. This is
one
one
of the
really inside
It's one
your
of the
iPhone.
Apple stores secretly. They're gonna open a door, and then one of like the Apple technicians is gonna be like, "Oh, sorry guys, looking for the storage room. My
Right.
bad."
All the babies are gonna work at the Apple store. That's what they're
All the
doing.
babies are gonna work. This is how the workers for Apple come into the world.
Like an assembly line. It's super efficient.
I mean, they'll have the tiny hands to put everything together.
That's horrible.
They can just float things with their mind powers. Yes. That's how they slow down iPhones. They use the collective mind power of all the babies just to like slow things down.
Yes, because I have to say, I have an iPhone 12, and it has recently started slowing down some. So it is true. They do that, I swear. It's really annoying, but whatever. I will say one thing that has not happened too much on this half. Red Tide, it was probably about 3,000 of them, but we haven't seen very many throat slashes.
No. But a lot
which
of
is very
lot of-
weird.
Very weird. But he's going exploding head, which way more fun.
Good choice.
I'm
I
cool
do
with
love
that.
the exploding heads.
Yeah.
That's a plus. That's in the plus
That is
side.
a plus.
That's probably the only pluses. That and Angelica Ross so far. My only pluses. Oh, you know who is missing from this part? And I don't know if he's going to show up. Evan Peters. It's always
I
weird
think
to me
he
that he
is.
doesn't have his obsession in his season.
Yeah, I think he's taking like an indefinite break, I think, or just a short break from American Horror Story because
Well, he was in the first part.
maybe. Well, I mean, he was probably like, "You're only getting me for the first half, not the second one, Ryan." I need
He
a
read the
break.
script and he was
God,
like,
yeah,
I'm out.
exactly. He read the script and
Pass.
he's like, bye-bye.
he was like, "Ryan, I know you want to impregnate me with this alien nonsense. No, sir.
I
'Cause I
appreciate the
bet you-
thought, but I'm gonna
I
go.
bet you that if he was in this, he'd be also one of like the eternal breeders along with Leslie. Just
Of
like,
course.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's good stock for sure.
just like they just
He's
feed us
obsessed
Jello,
with
but
Evan Peters, so
Yes,
and
he is.
yeah, and like on our American Horror Story episode, I think it was Pasha or Eli was saying that that basically they were reading articles that basically anytime Evan Peters is in one of these seasons, there's something weird about his penis. Like there's something there that something happens or something. I don't think it didn't in Red Tide, but yeah.
I don't think so.
Good stuff for
Well, it's
sure.
a good thing he's not here. It probably would have exploded.
Yeah.
yeah, just exploding penis. It's like, oh my god. Oh, what if that's how they birth? What if that's how the males birth the babies? Just through the penis. It's like a tulip situation.
Oh my gosh.
It becomes a blooming onion.
So many exploding heads.
So many exploding heads. That was good.
Oh god.
You know, the thing is, we laugh at this, but this is something that Ryan would do. It's not like it's not
No.
something you wouldn't do.
That's why we laugh. It's funny because it's true. It's possible.
It is
And
possible.
also cry.
I love Susie too. Susie is amazing. I agree. So I want to just quickly, and I know Jen isn't feeling well, so if you need to go, that's fine. But I just want to know really quickly, and we'll do like a wrap-up episode at some point, like a wrap-up live stream. We'll try to do it in an earlier hour, just talking about our thoughts on both of these overall once everything's done. But I want to know, I know we all liked it more, but did you like the finale for Red Tide, Aaron?
Oh my god, I was so not prepared for this question.
I know I threw it at you.
If it had to end, I guess it was fine. I'm like indifferent to it. I feel like it could have just the world devolving into chaos seemed, I don't know, easy. I would have liked to see more, but I get that he had to wrap it up for this garbage for some reason. But I feel like I agree. There's like more story there that could have been there, and just going to California and just causing the destruction of the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty accepting of the way everything ends, though. So I don't generally have a lot of criticism for things.
I know you're my positive, shining beacon of light. It's
I know.
really awesome, though.
That's the vision that he had, so I accept it.
Jen, did you like it?
How did it end again? So
well, they all went to LA, and and the baby somehow was still alive, and they basically were turning everything into chaos, and then they were going to move on to another town.
You know what? I take it back.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't give a pill to the baby makes me really upset.
very disappointing. Yeah, really missed the mark on that one.
Yeah.
I accept
That
it
baby
all
could've-
except for there's no way Alma wouldn't have given a pill to that baby.
Oh shit.
She was a
Right?
Very
psycho.
true.
I kind of wanted to see more like unhinged Alma because after I got over like, oh, this chick is weird and creepy, I kind of started digging it and just her ruthlessness, especially towards her mom. She was an utter bitch to her mom.
She was awful to her mom. Are you kidding me? Everybody was awful to her mom, though.
In her
Just
defense,
Alma.
she was awful though.
Yeah, she was pretty annoying. But yeah, so after a
Mom?
while,
Yes.
yeah, I thought she was kind of.
I know.
I felt really
Like,
bad for the mom.
She was not a smart person. Like, why did she stay there? Like, all this crazy
Well-
stuff is happening. You're just like, I don't know. My husband says it's fine. What?
Well, if you were married to this, would you?
if Ben tells me
If
it's
you
okay,
had access to that primo
know what?
beef, that primo hunk of man,
he
do
was being
not tell me that
so
the dick would
mean.
make you silly.
so mean to her too. Oh my god!
He was awful to her, man. He
Yeah.
was such an ass.
And
The
then she
mighty
just like
fine one at that.
stayed there with the baby. Whenever she walks in, almost like eating the baby, and she's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, maybe it was a dream.
Yeah, like if I would have seen one kid treating another kid like a Capri Sun, it would have been all right. We're leaving. I'm going to my mom's.
Son.
I'll see you
Yes.
later.
Scoop that baby up, get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. Yeah, well, yeah.
So I came to like Alma and her ruthlessness because she just didn't give any shits, and I can appreciate that. So that was I was kind of digging that, and I was like, I kind of want to see a little more of that, but yeah, no, then yeah, straight into this fucking dumpster fire. Not good.
Susie, did you like the end of Red Tide? Yes, he was the husband, Luke. He was a very awful husband. He was gorgeous to look at. She's just sipping the tea.
Ryan, we need to have a talk. You, sir, like to start things off really well, or at least at a somewhat good point, and you don't know how to finish.
Yep.
And honestly, you need to learn how to finish well. Like, not just finish, but finish in a way that everyone is satisfied, not just you. It's not like you can't be selfish here. You gotta cover all your bases. This was a no for me. I did not like the last episode of Red Tide. I was struggling through it. I don't care for evil children. No. It's just, oh no. I do feel bad for Doris. And one thing that I will not forgive
Yes.
Ryan for is I wanted to know the reason why she was so focused on Lyme disease. We never she got explained. She keeps she's like look, she's Googling it and she's like, honey, stop doing that, you'll get Lyme disease. Honey, wear a scarf, you'll get Lyme disease. And I'm like, what is this fixation on Lyme disease? Tell us. And we got no what was the reason?
Maybe we'll find out in the next 2 episodes.
You think? Like maybe that's one of the.
That's how they bring it in. It's the Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Bullseye on target.
Lyme disease is the thing that's going to kill all the aliens.
Ah,
That's if they do that, that'll be. It's like
That'd be something. That's something they would do.
yeah. Then he can
They
pass
do
go
that.
and collect 200. If not, to just go straight to jail. No, but just I wanted an explanation for that, and also I felt like I watched, unfortunately, American Horror Stories, and I found that, and like if you watch that one, especially if you watch episode 3. There are so many similarities almost between that and this last episode, especially with the chaos in LA.
Mhm.
And I was like, Ryan, which came first? This is a little bit of lazy writing. Come on. See what you did there. Just so I personally, when I saw that ending, I was like, oh yeah, this is lazy. This is
I mean, they already had the set and the extras. Like, why
Yeah.
not?
they were just like, we're gonna shoot both endings differently.
Slightly
Yeah,
different
yeah.
angles.
Yeah. No, but what I don't know if they're gonna do it, but I know that for all the promotional material for the show, they have the vampires and the aliens like
Yep.
making out,
Making out. Yep. That
Yeah,
one
like,
with the tongues, like
getting it on. Yeah, like the pill being passed back and forth. So,
Right? I feel like
I
that would be
mean-
way more interesting.
or
Yeah.
at least maybe have one of the alien children. Like, I don't know what the growth period is. Like,
Ooh,
it
what
takes
if you
them 2
give one
years
of the alien
be an
children a pill?
yeah,
that'd be
yeah. Woo.
the thing? Yeah.
Then we're
Either
all
that or
screwed.
just like have one of the alien children grow up and then find like a grown up Alma and be like, oh, you want to date? Yeah, we'll be the ultimate evil power couple. You with your pills and me with my alien mind powers. Like that would be great for bringing in the groceries though. Just like float them in.
bringing
Yeah.
groceries.
Do you listen? When I get groceries, I never want to make more than one trip.
Mhm.
That's
So,
true.
so I'm just like
So you're trying to
saddled with
think
like
of all the-
50 bags. That would be amazing. Just float them all in.
So you're trying to think of all the
Great.
ways to
Yeah.
put that in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will just enact the way that I was watching the finale. Jen was the only one there with me to cope. So I was like, okay, well, this is the thing. I love Finn Whitrock, as everybody knows. And this was the show that got, I mean, even though I'd watched him in tons of things beforehand, of course, American Horror Story and American Crime Story and stuff. But the hair just got me, and I went on my little Finn Whitrock binge that I'm still on. So he's an ass in this season. I mean, he's such an ass. I mean, he's such a horrible husband. He's like fine with his daughter becoming this blood-sucking vampire, and he like brings her thermoses of blood, which I guess shows that you're a good father, whatever. And then his poor wife he like leaves her alone in the hospital when she's having trouble with her pregnancy. He then squeezes out the blood from the rats after she gives birth and drinks them.
That is the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So gross.
Oh, God.
No, listen. When
And
he
then
did that, I was
turns her
thinking,
loose and kicks her out of the house because he's like, you will be so jealous of how successful I am and all the amazing women I'm gonna date. And I'm like, oh my god, you asshole! But man, you're gorgeous. So you can say. Yeah. So it was so I knew he was going to die. I was like, he's gonna die, and I knew Alma was going to kill him. And the reason I knew is because he's like, we're not going to take the pills anymore. And I'm like, of course she's going to kill him. But I'm like, please, Ryan, please save this for the end so I don't lose Finn so early. But no, So I spent the rest of the episode in heartbreak land because Finn was gone. I didn't really, but so no, in all seriousness, I think the ending doesn't work because it's so rushed, and that's a problem with most of his seasons. And with this, it was even more rushed because of the fact that he was going to do the double feature thing. And that's why it's so glaring right now watching this part, because this part is so bad that it's like, why didn't you just spend this time just fleshing out that? And you could have still maybe had kind of that ending, although I didn't like that ending, but you could have fleshed out the characters more. It couldn't have, because it all seemed rushed. I liked Red Tide. Okay. I did. I liked it. I enjoyed watching it a lot, but it still felt rushed. It was like everybody was okay with everything that was happening like too quickly, except for Doris. She was the only one that's like, what's happening? Lyme disease. Oh my gosh. What's wrong with my husband? What's wrong with my daughter? Honestly, your daughter was creepy before she even took those pills. So
That's true.
Yeah.
daughter was the creepiest. But anyway, yeah. So I don't like this season so far. I think it'll go down as probably one of the worst, to be honest. Probably worse, honestly, this half so far. Way worse than even Freak Show, because I just recently rewatched Freak Show. So I will say I think this is even, and that's my least favorite season.
See, and right now, yeah, I'd rather watch like Roanoke and Cult, and those are two of my least favorite seasons.
Yeah, see,
And it's
I
like
like
they're-
Cult the most, but
Like Roanoke, I liked conceptually. It was a really neat idea, but then it was just, again, started strong and just kind of pittered out and got a little weird. So I see that's where this is going easily.
yeah. Yeah, I think there are only a few seasons I think that actually don't peter out at the end, and I think that's like, I think American Horror Story 1984 has a really good ending. I know people laugh at that ending because it's so cheesy, but I like that it's cheesy because he never does cheesy, and
It's part of the whole
like that.
season. The cheese.
Yeah, exactly, because it's supposed to be, because it's slashers, and I think Murder House ends pretty well. I think there are some that actually do end well. I like the end of Apocalypse, because Apocalypse. I know you love Apocalypse, Jen.
I love Apocalypse. It's my favorite. And there's a lot going on there too, but I excuse that one because I thought it worked.
Yeah,
But that's a
Yeah.
lot.
yeah, a lot. Okay, well, we will be back to do this again next week. Maybe my brain will be a little bit more organized for that one. But I think this was fun. I think it's just our brains are in the same spot as this show. And I just want to say, if there is a 12-step program out there to quit Ryan Murphy shows, please point me in a direction.
Send all of us the
Yeah.
link.
Because I feel like
I need a pill.
I have been in this man's brain since July on and on. I'm like, oh, I got free. And then I'm like, oh, our episode's doing really well. Let's live tweet and I'll just get right back in. And then I was like, oh, Finn Whitrock, I'm going to rewatch all your seasons. I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
It'll all be over in 2 weeks. It'll all be over
Yes, it'll
with
be
no
free.
answers, I'm sure.
With no
Yeah.
answers. Yes, exactly. So, well, thank you, all four of you. And thank you, Luke, for watching. And let me know if you got double, triple bingo, because we mentioned a lot of stuff. There were a few things we didn't mention, but, and I'll give you Lily Rabe, since we talked about Doris, and that was played by Lily Rabe. So, yeah. So it's nice to see people. Yes, it's always nice to see people. So thank you, Luke, again. And thank all three of you. And we'll be back next week. Maybe happier.
Optimism.
Yeah.
Optimism. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, I should have said, since Jen, do you want to promote your podcast? I'm sorry, I should have given you to do that.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I have a podcast. It's called My Streaming Bubble, and it's available at places. Sorry, I'm just a little sick.
Well,
it's
thank
like
you.
10:45 here, so
I
I'm a
know.
little
Thank you
sleepy,
for
but yeah.
coming on. Thank you for
course.
coming on. I really appreciate it.
course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.